If the thought of writing a literature review fills you with dread, you're not alone. Literature reviews take a lot of time and energy to complete, so we wouldn't blame you if you're feeling overwhelmed. That said, if you want to learn how to write a literature review in the most efficient way possible, carry on watching. Hi, I'm Will from Ivory Research, ready to teach you how to structure a literature review. In this video, I will help you understand what a literature review is, how to prepare for it, and how to structure it clearly and effectively. So, let's get started. First off, you need to understand what a literature review is and why it's so important. Contrary to popular belief, a literature review is not just an information dump of all the research that exists on a given topic. A good literature review should critically evaluate what is known about your chosen topic, and, in turn, identify what is not known about your chosen topic. That way, you'll have found a gap in the literature that your dissertation can address. Clever, huh? The literature review should be around 20 to 25% of your overall piece of writing. So, if you're writing a 10,000 word dissertation, it would be about 2,000 to 2,500 words in length. Top tip, make sure to check your dissertation handbook, as every university has different requirements. Okay, so, generally speaking, there are two main structures depending on the discipline you are studying. If you're studying a natural sciences, social sciences, or business-related degree, the literature review will have its own chapter and will usually come after the introduction. Whereas, if you are studying a humanities subject, like history or English literature, or if you are writing a theoretical rather than empirical dissertation, your literature review may or may not have its own chapter. Instead, a review of the literature may be included in the introduction or interspersed throughout the entire dissertation. This may sound confusing, we know. So, it's time to bring up your trusty dissertation handbook again for confirmation. Let's get into the writing process. It might sound obvious, but the first stage of the process is to decide where to focus your research. Take a copy of your dissertation proposal and highlight the most important words or phrases within the research question. Let's go through an example together. Let's say the aim of your dissertation is to explore the relationship between adolescents' caffeine intake, gender, and anxiety levels. Here you should try and find studies which have already tested relationships between combinations of these variables. So your research would focus on the relationship between caffeine intake and anxiety, the relationship between gender and anxiety, the relationship between caffeine and anxiety in adolescent populations, the relationship between gender and anxiety in adolescent populations. The trick is to be as systematic as possible so that you don't miss any studies out. Once you're clear about what you are actually researching, you'll find the research process a whole lot easier. Now that you've got a rough idea of what you're looking for, it's time to begin searching for the material. Often, the best place to start is your university's library catalogue. However, other good search tools include JSTOR, EBSCO, and Google Scholar, which we'll link in the description box too. When you're searching for sources, you should, number 1, try synonyms. Try searching for synonyms of your key words. So, as well as searching for caffeine intake, try for coffee intake, or try substituting anxiety for mood disorder. You don't want to miss out on any search results. A tip here, Google Scholar is not very effective at guessing synonyms, so it's particularly important to try alternative words when using their search tool. Number 2, use the filter. Use the filter or the advanced search option to select research from a specific time period. As a general rule of thumb, use research from the last 10 years only, unless you're quoting a seminal theory or study. Number 3, check the abstract first. Searching for papers can be a very time-consuming process, especially if there's been a lot of research conducted on your chosen topic. Save yourself time by skimming through the abstracts of papers to see if they're going to be relevant or not. After all, part of the skill of writing a good literature review is being able to select the most relevant literature. Number 4, check lecture slides. If your dissertation topic is closely related to something you've already studied in class, it may help to look back over the lecture slides of your module handbook. There may be something useful hidden in there. Remember we said that the literature review is not just a summary of the existing research? This is your space to critically evaluate the literature and formulate the rationale for your project. The easiest way to evaluate the literature is to create an annotated bibliography of the sources you are going to use in your literature review. Don't know what that is? Essentially, it's a list of sources accompanied by a very brief outline of the study and an evaluation of the research methods, plus any implications it may have. Remember, always think critically. You may think we're promoting extra work here, but your future self will thank you, we promise. You've completed the most difficult part. Now it's time to actually formulate the structure. A basic structure is as follows. A short introduction. This paragraph should briefly describe each of the sections of the literature review. Keep it short and sweet and always write it last. Main body. The main body of the literature review is often split into several subheadings. Here, take your annotated bibliography, see, we told you you'd thank your future self, and group the papers into 3 or 4 themes. You can use these themes as your subheadings. Conclusion. In the conclusion, you should try to reiterate the gap that you've discovered in the literature and emphasize how your dissertation is going to address this. Phew. Once you've reached this stage, there's actually not that much work left to do. Once you finish it, we advise you to send it to your supervisor for feedback so they can raise concerns before you start collecting your data. You don't want any last-minute curveballs. It's natural to feel nervous to start writing, but by following this guide, we'll ensure you'll be finished in no time. Remember, if you need any extra academic support, Ivory Research has years of experience in the academic writing and editing market, and we can help you at any time. Take a look at our website at ivoryresearch.com to see the services we offer. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below so we can get back to you. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe to see new content coming soon.